Hi, today we're going to talk about shucking oysters. In front of us we have a selection of Crassostrea virginica, the eastern oyster. These are some nice ones. They're nice cup shape, flat on top, round on the bottom. And one of the things that people have had trouble with shucking these oysters is when you get one that doesn't have a good solid shell at the back end, it gets this organism that drills into it called a boring sponge, and it makes all these little holes, which makes it crumble if people use traditional shucking methods. When I say traditional, I'm talking about using a hinge knife. This is a hinge knife. It's got a curved tip on it like a little can opener. And most people insert this right here and wedge it in and then try to pop the hinge. That will most certainly crumble this oyster. This is the complaint we've had from some chefs. So today we're going to demonstrate how to use a side knife. A side knife actually is a faster and better way to shuck once you get used to it. Some of the world champion shuckers all use side knives. These are examples of side knives. It's just got a little shorter blade, a sharp tip, and it's a straight blade. It doesn't have the curved end on it. So these are three different examples of side knives. Okay, we're just going to pick one to start with. Now the key to using a side knife is choking up on it so that when you're going to insert it in the oyster, if you miss or if the shell does break, it doesn't stab you in the hand if you had a lot of blade out. It's recommended to wear a glove when handling any oysters, no matter what method you're using. Some people put them on the table with a towel to cradle them in, but we're going to simply do it in our hands today. So the first thing you have to identify is top shell and bottom shell, and where about the joint is. And I'm going to choke up on my knife, hold the oyster firmly, identify the joint, wiggle until I see the tip go in, simply pry it a little bit to make a bigger access, reach across and cut the muscle, and flip it open. And we've got a nice oyster here. So there's one. We're going to do another oyster with the crumbly shell, which is here. We've got the holes, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to identify the spot on the side, get the knife tip in, give it a little bit of a twist, reach across the rest of the way and cut the muscle, flip it open. Another one with the crumbly shell, with the boring sponge in it. Identify the spot. You can see I'm just giving it a twist to open the shell, and then reaching across, cutting the top shell. Look how nice that is. Nice plump oysters. Again. How nice and plump those oysters are. Okay. You can see how the juice starts to come out as soon as we get our tip in. I'm going to pry it. Can you see the gap I've made?
Yep.
And I can just insert the knife a little further, cut the top shell, and flip it back. That's a nice oyster. Get them loose. If there's any shell chips, you just chase them off with the knife tip. Good to go. He uses his own juice to chase out any little bits of mud or shell chip, any foreign particles. This one has a pea crab in it. You find that in oysters. Just means they're nice and fresh and growing on a healthy oyster bed. And that's using a side knife.